Hi guys, and welcome back to another double the reaction. Yes, it is just me, and if you don't know what I'm talking about, my name is Molly and I normally do these videos with my boyfriend Matt. We are full-time travel vloggers under the travel channel Double and Travel. We've actually been away, I can't catch my breath and run up and down the stairs. We've actually been away the last few days. Make sure you subscribe to our travel channel and you'll be able to see where we've been. That vlog will be uploaded in a few days. And also check out our Instagram at Double and Travel as well, and you will be kept up to date with everything that is going on at the minute. It's also where you can send us any recommendations. Today I also have a recommendation from one of you guys, so thank you ever so much. This video is the 5 most unacceptable and unusual things that foreigners do in India. This is going to be a really strange video for me because obviously me and Matt have been to India and we couldn't think of the things that are unacceptable. I mean, I know there'll be some standard touristy things, but I am really intrigued to see what are the unusual.
Believe in Atiti Devo Bhava, which literally means guest is God. They can give you the type of privilege, respect and attention that you may not experience in your own country. But does it mean that foreigners should also be allowed to abuse the system in their very country which makes them feel so special? Yes, there are occasions when foreigners cross all limits and take advantage of the genuine Indian hospitality to do things which are simply unimaginable.
Why?
There are many articles as well as videos that provide information to foreigners on how to avoid getting scammed in India. But how about the protection of Indians from those foreigners who come to their country to scam them out of their money or cause them harm? Isn't it fair to say that Indians should also be cautioned?
Yeah,
even though taking pictures or videos of someone without their permission is considered to be offensive by most, many Western tourists frequently take photos and videos of poor people in India without having their permission to do so. Oftentimes, these tourists carry around selfie sticks when walking around the slums and the more impoverished areas. Such tourists need to take into consideration how they would feel if an Indian visited a poor part of their country and filmed the people there without permission. Just because many Indians are camera-friendly doesn't mean they should be taken advantage of by having their privacy invaded. Remember, for you that could be a slum, but for those Indians, it's their home.
Yeah. Definitely.
Something else to remember is that just because something doesn't look very valuable to you, doesn't mean it isn't.
Doesn't mean it isn't, yeah.
Just one example of this is the real estate in India. Buying a house in a middle-class city in India could cost even more than what it does across many European countries. Oftentimes, real estate properties in India do not look very fancy, but are pretty expensive. It is common for many foreigners to be insensitive towards local customs and religions in India. I've even witnessed young foreigners kissing inside the Akshardham temple and foreigner women that go topless or even nude at the beaches in India, which are meant for families to enjoy. Isn't this disrespectful to the people of India and their way of life?
Definitely.
It's not completely uncommon in India for visa rules to be violated by foreigners. Many foreigners even go to areas that they know the Indians are denied access to by the local enforcement. One instance of this happening was when John Allen Shaw, an American national, breached every rule that he possibly could to convert the Aboriginal tribes of the Andaman and Nicobar Islands in India. His goal was for the ancient Indian tribe to leave behind their cultural foundation and convert to Christianity. He even called the island Satan's last stronghold in one of his diary entries. In India, tourists are also frequently apprehended by law enforcement for either doing or selling drugs. And do you know that some foreigners visiting India are responsible for such heinous crimes that anyone would be worried for their safety? Not so long ago, a British man was arrested in Delhi for sexually assaulting blind children while working under the guise of being a charity worker.
That's horrible.
One of the worst acts committed by foreigners who visit India is abusing a child upon returning to their home country after adopting them from an Indian orphanage. An orphan who gets adopted hopes for a new home, a new start, and lots of affection from the adopter. However, that might not always be the case if the adopter is a pedophile from a rich Western nation. Do you know that in 2012, quite sensationally, the Russian president banned the adoption of Russian children by American citizens?
Oh,
On many
really?
occasions,
Didn't know that.
children who are adopted from foreign nations are listed like commodities in America, and all this takes place quite openly. Americans are big on adopting foreign children. They have adopted nearly 243,000 children from other
Wow.
countries since the late
That's a lot.
1990s.
But is it for the
For
right
most
reasons?
developing countries like India, when a potential adopter from a developed country like the USA shows interest in adopting an orphan, the local authorities tend to feel grateful. But no one knows exactly what is in store for the orphan child once he or
They're
she
being
is
moved away
sent
to a
away.
completely different culture,
In
country,
2013, an
everything.
investigation reveals chilling details of how foreign children who were once adopted from abroad were being listed online in the USA. Children who are adopted from countries like Russia, China, Ukraine, Ethiopia were listed. The investigation analyzed 5,029 such posts from a 5-year period.
That's 1,000 people.
The youngest child who was
horrible.
listed was just 10 months old. Here's an example of such advertisement. On various occasions, children are victims of severe abuse. It is extremely important to mention that no authority tracks what happens after a child is brought to America, so no one knows how often international adoptions fail. The US government estimates that domestic adoptions in America fail at a rate ranging from about 10 to 25%.
So they take
If international adoptions fail with about the same frequency, then more than 24,000 foreign adoptees are no longer with their parents who brought them to the United States. Are Indian authorities and Indian media even aware of the situation?
Maybe not.
On the other hand, in England, a British-born Indian couple faced racism and discrimination as they were denied the opportunity to adopt a white child in England because of their Indian background. This forced the British-born Indian couple to sue the Royal Borough of Windsor and Maidenhead Council for discrimination.
It shouldn't matter. It's about them.
And by the way, have you also wondered why white people are considered experts when more often than not, everybody else is considered an immigrant? Africans are immigrants, Arabs are immigrants, Asians are immigrants. However, Europeans are experts because they can't be at the same level as other ethnicities. Never thought about that, to be honest. In India, the Indian hospitality already begins at the friendly immigration counters of the Indian airports. I have seen how Indian immigration officers treat me, and I have seen how Indians are treated by the immigration officers in foreign countries. There is a massive difference. And they sorted it at the counter. Well, they were so polite. India didn't colonize Europe. The fact is that European countries colonized India.
Yeah.
Still, in general terms, so nice. Indians welcome Europeans better than how we Europeans welcome Indians.
True.
And going back a few years, should I also mention the humiliating virginity tests which were performed upon migrant Indian subcontinent women by the British immigration control officers? Ridiculous. How many of us even know about it? Indians were looted, colonized and tortured by foreigners for many centuries. Still, global media outlets appear more concerned about whether foreigners are safe in India. Perhaps we could finally also start asking the question of whether Indians are safe from foreigners.
Or just humans in general, are we safe from each other?
Not all guests who visit India are gods.
That is true.
Hi, my name is Carolina Goswami. I was not born in India, but through my data-driven work and logical reasoning, I have worked tirelessly to improve the way Indians are perceived globally.
She does so well.
As long as the global community is able to understand India's complex layers and become more accommodating for both Indians and India, which is also now my new home, I will continue to feel satisfied. Please come forward and support my mission financially. With your financial support, I will be able to achieve results faster.
She has such a good idea of how to portray it. She doesn't tell you you are thinking wrong about India and this. She shows you both sides and she gives you the question which you answer yourself. So what is the sort of answer that you can think? Are these things unacceptable and unusual? Is that what foreigners do? Obviously it's not something that me and Matt did. We are always so respectful of the country that we go to, because at the end of the day you are in their territory and they can, you know, they want you to act and behave in a certain way, so that's what you do. And we thoroughly enjoy travelling. That is the whole point. You get to learn new things and new cultures. So if you want to send us any more recommendations, please message us on our Instagram @Dublin_Travel or comment below. Leave this video a huge thumbs up. Remember to subscribe and keep on dabbling.